Coming up on KTTC News at 10, a solemn day across the state as communities honor 3 fallen first responders.
Plus, a teenager who says no to setbacks. We'll meet this month's Kid with Courage.
But first, questions linger tonight for one Iowa family after a deadly shooting in Riceville. Your 10 o'clock news starts right now.
Live from your local news leader, this is KTTC News.
A family awaits answers tonight following a shooting in Riceville, Iowa that left a father of 4 dead. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Brock Burgee in for Tom.
And I'm Caitlin Alexander. Olivia Pronzinski is digging into this story tonight and joins us live in the studio. Olivia, what questions still remain unanswered?
Brock and Caitlin, we know 34-year-old Asa Spiegler was pronounced dead at the scene. We also know early indications lead investigators to believe the parties knew each other and that it was an isolated incident. What we don't know is the suspect, why an arrest has been made, and who reported the shooting.
Nothing's adding up, and we just don't understand.
Connie Espinoza last saw her cousin Asa Spiegler at family Christmas.
If I would have known then what I know now, I would have talked to him more.
Little did she know that would be the last time before Spiegler was fatally shot in Riceville. According to neighbors, this is where the shooting happened on Friday. Now family and friends say they want justice.
He didn't deserve this. It's not right.
Espinoza says Spiegler's ex-wife broke the tragic news.
The message said, has anyone contacted you? And I immediately knew something was wrong.
The days have been long in heart for Espinoza as she not only waits for answers, but remembers her cousin.
He was always just a phone call away.
Espinoza shared this recent video showing her cousin's kindness.
If anybody ever needs somebody to talk to or reach out to, I'm here. I will listen.
Mitchell County Sheriff's Office is keeping details close to the vest. KTTC has reached out for more details into what unfolded on Walnut Street, but have been told investigative details cannot be released at this time. The family is in the same boat.
I don't want to say what our suspicions are and start a bunch of hearsay and rumors, but honestly, we don't really have any idea.
Espinoza says rumors have swirled and stories keep changing.
Whoever did this, I hope they come forward, but I doubt that's what's going to happen.
Mitchell County Sheriff says the community is safe, and if anyone has information around Friday night's incident, to call the Sheriff's Office. That number is on your screen. Live in the studio, Olivia Pronzinski, KTTC News.
Thanks, Olivia. An Illinois judge has removed former President Donald Trump from the state's ballot. The surprise move is the latest action based on arguments around the nation involving the 14th Amendment's insurrectionist ban. Colorado and Maine have made similar moves. Trump can appeal the judge's decision in Illinois, but it likely wouldn't be necessary. In early February, the Supreme Court heard arguments on Colorado's ballot case. Once the justices decide the matter, it will set a precedent that all states must follow.
Chief Meteorologist Nick Jansen joining us now live from our weather patio, and those cool temperatures tonight, Nick, takes some getting used to.
Yeah, it really does. So we have cold temperatures across the region here tonight. That'll continue into early on Thursday morning, and then big temperature changes the rest of the way out here. So we'll have some warm and breezy conditions throughout the day on Thursday and into Friday. Record warmth this upcoming weekend, something we've been used to this February, where we've set about 4 daytime record high temperatures this month. That filters over into March with both Saturday and Sunday. Highs today, not record-breaking by any means. 17, the high temperature today in Rochester. A lot of us, those mid-teens and some low 20s. Outside currently, temperatures are cold. We're down to 10. Wind out of the west-southwest at 5 miles per hour. So temperatures will start to warm. We will warm overnight tonight with the wind now out of the south-southwest. Temperatures locally, most of us getting down lower teens into the upper single digits in some spots. So we're at 7 now in Dodge Center, 9 in Mason City. Mainly clear sky, that'll help drop those temperatures down. High pressure system, that's what we've been watching for. Once that high continues to move to our east here, that'll allow those winds to continue to switch and warm up for tomorrow. Notice we'll start things off in the teens, and then we'll warm quickly into the upper 40s and some low 50s on the way with some strong southwesterly wind. So 50s on the way tomorrow and again on Friday, and then we're looking at 60s and 70s potentially on the way by Saturday and Sunday. We'll have the first alert on those really warm temperatures to come coming up in your full forecast. Back to you.
All right, Nick, thank you so very much. 2.5 weeks ago, tragedy struck the city of Burnsville. Overnight, as 3 first responders were killed responding to a domestic call. Now they are being honored. Matthew Ruge, Paul Elmstrand, and Adam Finseth were celebrated at a memorial service today.
KTTC's Quinn Gorham stood outside Burnsville City Hall as thousands of first responders paid their respects to their fallen colleagues.
From Montana to Michigan. More than 1,000 patrol cars, ambulances, and fire trucks lined the streets of Burnsville in a procession to honor 3 fallen first responders.
I may not have known these people personally, but our policemen and firefighters do a lot for us, and I think sometimes we take advantage of that.
It was a heartwarming show of support from public safety agencies, but many watching the procession unfold were simply grateful community members.
Myself, I struggle with mental illness, and they've been there for me. I'm entirely grateful. I mean, I wouldn't be here without them,
People came from near and far to lay items at Burnsville City Hall, a steady stream of people pouring in for hours on end.
Good job, buddy.
That Sunday, as soon as I got home, we were just glued to the TV.
One of those people was Chris Clark, a Rochester native who says he knew Adam Finseth personally.
We were cross-country teammates and co-captains back in 1998 and 1999, and we kept in touch for a few years after high school.
Clark says he was devastated when he heard the news. Wednesday, he drove to Burnsville to pay his final respects to Finseth and the others.
I missed a chance many years ago to get to see him when he was back from deployment. Just wanted to get a chance to, again, honor someone that chose to give his life to serve others.
For many, just like Clark, deep sadness is replaced by gratitude.
His choices represent the best in us. That's, I think, why so many people from his past and present have gathered and come to celebrate him and the other 2 officers, of course.
In Burnsville, I'm Quinn Gorham.
And that procession took roughly 90 minutes from start to finish, featuring about 1,400 vehicles.
New at 10, we're learning more about the tentative agreement between Rochester Public School teachers and the school district. We first told you last week that a tentative deal had been reached.
Yeah, so there are 3 main points here. First, compensation. The tentative agreement includes a 6% wage increase for this school year and a 1.05% increase next school year. Second, it comes with what Rochester's Education Association is calling a significant increase to the district's contributions to health insurance premiums. And third, the proposed deal puts limits on elementary classes with no primary grade levels having class sizes exceeding 30 students. Now, this tentative agreement will be voted on by REA members between March 5th and March 10th. If approved, it will be presented to the school board on March 19th for final approval. RPS teachers have worked without a contract since last July. All right, he is a teenager with a lot of determination.
We'll meet our February Kid with Courage in Chatfield up next.
We'll take a look back at some of the record conditions we've had this month. It looks like it could be the warmest February on record here in RST. We'll have details on that and look ahead to a warm start to March. That's in your First Alert forecast right after this.
Hey everyone, tonight we have an all.
This month's Kid with Courage just so happens to have a birthday this week. He celebrated by bowling with loved ones. We're excited for you to meet Merrick, a young man paving his own road to recovery. Here's the story from Chad.
You give him a chance, put him out in the front deck, and we call him Squad the Wonder Puppy. We'll come up and jump up here and let Merrick pet him. Loves anything outside he can see.
Merrick Mercer turned 17 this week, but one thing that hasn't changed over all these years is his determination.
He never watched TV. It was run, sleep. That was it.
How he experiences life on his family farm now is different.
We're trying to save up for a traction wheelchair, they call them. so he can actually get out on the farm.
KTTC introduced you to Merrick about 2 years ago, not long after his accident.
He was in a coma, and then they put him in an induced coma so that his brain could rest.
It all began with an ATV ride while Keith and Shelley were on a quick coffee date in town.
I'll just talk to you when you get home. Have a fun time. And that was actually the last legible words we had with him.
When they got home, Merrick wasn't inside.
And I looked across the driveway and I saw Merrick.
When we found him there, I remember, you know how you run and you just can't run fast enough and your dreams and your feet are heavy. And the whole time I kept thinking, oh, this is a good joke.
Instead, it was a nightmare. One even Shelley, a trauma nurse, wasn't prepared for. A chopper flew Merrick to Mayo Clinic St. Mary's in Rochester.
It was different being on this side.
Merrick was hospitalized for 4 months, and it wasn't clear what life would be like if he got better. Fast forward 2 years. He still requires around-the-clock care, but he's relentless in his recovery. At the doctor's office.
I'll ask him, do you want to stop? Means no.
And at home.
Just 2 days ago, he grabbed the toothbrush and started brushing his teeth.
Merrick is in school, where he's learned his own brand of sign language. Communication is still tricky. With his injuries, he can't use vision-controlled communication devices.
He never gives up. He's always trying to improve.
Next up is a knee surgery, so Merrick can bend it better, eventually working up to some kind of standing device. The Mercers are incredibly grateful for all the support they've received over the years, in person and online. They know the love and prayers will continue as they fundraise for other items Merrick might need over time, like that traction wheelchair.
It's like it's on our wish list, but for him it's not a wish. That's his life.
This go-getter, outdoorsy kid with courage will continue his fight in the year ahead and beyond. We want to thank Merrick's sweet, welcoming family for having us to their farm to put together this story. On the way back to our car, Shelley called out to me from the front porch and asked me to kiss my babies when I got home that night and to promise they always wear helmets. Merrick, being the sweetheart he is, exclaimed in agreement. Wanted to relay that to all of you tonight. If you are interested in helping Merrick acquire some of the equipment he's hoping for, a savings account has been set up at Merchants Bank under the name Merrick Squad. It's at the address on your screen and also on the web version of this story online. If you know a kid with courage I should meet, email me at kidswithcourage@kttc.com.
Here's your first alert weather with Chief Meteorologist Nick Jansen.
It's been extremely warm all winter long. February has been no different here as we've had some record high temperatures about 4 or 5 times across most of the region here this February. Let's look back at some of these temperatures this month here. So all the days in red, those are days above average high temperatures. Just 2 today being the second day where we had temperatures below average. Tomorrow we will once again be above. All the little asterisks right here, 4 different times we've set daytime record high temperatures here this month. Counting up the 50s, 9 days in the 50s through February, through today. Tomorrow, if we get to 50, that would be number 10. That is also a record, beating the previous record of 6 times in the 50s for the month of February. So it has been a record type month with our temperatures. Our average temperature, just our mean temperature throughout the day, that is your high temperature and your low temperature combined together, so you get the average temperature throughout the day, 32.7. Where does that rank all time for the month of February? Well, it would rank first. If we include tomorrow, we would drop about a decimal point here. 32.6 degrees would be our average temperature, meaning we are looking at the warmest February on record. Again, records date all the way back to the late 1800s. Here's what to expect through the next couple days. Windy and warm for Thursday. It will start off cold, high temperatures returning to the 50s, so we just got to get there. We'll start things off in the teens and eventually warm fairly quick throughout the day. Weekend, record warmth could potentially return. Both Saturday and Sunday will be pretty close on Friday, too, for March 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Next week, still mild, highs in the 40s. We will see a rain-snow mix chance by early next week. Everything quiet here tonight as we look south on Broadway Avenue here. Temperature at 10. So it is chilly outside. Feels like 2. Wind out of the west-southwest at 5 miles per hour. Most of our temperatures dropping down lower double digits to maybe some upper single digits. We're down into the single digits. Owatonna, Dodge Center, and Mason City. Future track radar, mainly clear sky continues. We have high pressure overhead. And as this high continues to move farther to the east, again, clockwise rotation with that wind around a high. So normally when the high is on the western edge of our area, we pull in that northerly breeze. Tomorrow, it's to our east. Switches our wind, and it will switch our wind here overnight. Tonight, temperatures will warm quickly throughout the day. I think highs could warm as maybe 50 in Rochester, so we'll range upper 50s or I should say upper 40s and some low 50s for tomorrow. We fast forward Thursday night, extending into Friday. Temperatures still warm in the morning, and then a good chance at reaching the mid 50s for highs to round out the work week. Precip chances, they return late Sunday, extending into Monday. Right now, just a stray chance of that rain-snow mix for Sunday and extending into Monday. Those record warm temperatures returning. We are close on March 1st in Rochester, just 2 degrees shy of that record. Right now, again, forecasted highs. We've got to get to 56, set back in 92, and then look at March 2nd and 3rd. Pretty good chance at breaking both those records to start out the month of March. 12 for the low here for most of us tonight. We'll have those temperatures warming overnight tonight. We look towards tomorrow. High temperatures close to 50. I think for most of us, we'll have some sunshine, starting things off at 16 and then warming quickly. Wind will be gusty tomorrow, close to around 30 miles per hour. 10-day forecast here tonight at 10, 61 for the high Saturday, 69 on Sunday. We'll continue with those temperatures above average all of next week too. Some upper 40s on the way, maybe some low 50s by about Thursday and Friday of next week. So those temperatures staying warm. No good snow chances in the near future. I know we average about anywhere from 3 to maybe 7, 8 inches of snowfall in March. Right now, it doesn't look like that'll happen, at least for the first half.
And of course, you have to comply with the law, right? Like clear the snow from your sidewalks and everything.
Regardless.
But still, it feels like if I had waited just another day.
Don't you get like 24 hours to do that? I don't know what.
It's from after the precip stops falling, I thought, which would be like right now.
No, it'd be right now. I got to do something when I get home.
You got something to do tonight. All right, Nick, thank you. It's a business that's been in operation in Rochester nearly half a century.
Now it is time to close the doors. We are hearing from the owner coming up next.
Watch Investigate TV Plus weekdays at 1 p.m.
After 47 years, a Rochester business is now closing its doors.
Following the owner's decision to retire, Marty Stubstad started archery headquarters in 1977 out of his parents' basement, where he began servicing and tuning bows. He's moved locations several times in his career. He's been at his current one since 2005 in Northeast Rochester, servicing bows and hosting archery leagues. Recently, he announced he's selling his building to Priority Construction and plans to retire. Stubstad says he's happy to have built the connections he's had in the community after nearly half a century in business.
So, I mean, it's not just a business, it's been a family, you know, over the last 47 years of people you get to know. And you got kids of their kids of kids coming in now, and you're selling them a bow that you sold their dad a bow back in 1977. You know, and I'm seeing 3 generations of people now.
The business's clearance sale of 50% off or more goes on until Saturday. In addition to that, Stubstad is hosting a farewell party for his league's banquet on Saturday at 5 at the store.
Health News Now, a panel of advisors with the Centers for Disease Control is recommending that older adults get COVID-19 booster shots this spring. The agency's advisory committee on immunization practices says that adults ages 65 and older and those who may be at risk for the most severe complications of COVID should get a booster. They say another round of the vaccine given within the next few months would offer the best protection possible ahead of another likely rise in the illness this summer. According to the CDC, COVID cases tend to have a winter and summer wave peaking in August and January. The panel's new data shows that the COVID vaccine lowers the odds of being hospitalized by 54% in otherwise healthy people over 65 years of age and older.
Well, next in sports, all 4 girls basketball section tournaments in action tonight, plus Dodge County boys hockey with the trip to state on the line. Did they get it done over Northfield to get to the X for the first time since 2021? Highlights next.
It's the grand opening anniversary.
KTTC Sports from the Lucina Siding and Windows Sports Wall.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Nick Spiliopoulos. Tonight from the Sports Wall, all focus on section tournaments. Tonight we start on the ice, the Section 1A Boys Hockey Championship. It's number 2 seeded Dodge County looking to go to state for the first time since 2021 against the top seeded Northfield Raiders. Second period, Will cashes in here as he falls to the ice. Opening the scoring, it's 1-0 Northfield. Now in the third period, Griffin Kennelly behind the goal line, a lucky bounce off a Dodge County defender. It's 2-0 Raiders lead. But Wildcats hanging around. Gideon Ellinghinson from the slot gets a good wood on this, rings off the crossbar. It's 2-1 Dodge County. Northfield, though, quick to put the Wildcats away. Caden Monson bats this with the backhand. Top shelf past Rattler. It's back to a 2-goal lead. Michael Stewart adds the empty net goal for the Raiders. They're heading to the state tournament in back-to-back seasons, winning with a final score of 4-1 tonight. Now to girls basketball. We start in Class 4A. 2 Rochester schools battling out for a shot at the semis. The Mayo Spartans hosting the Century Panthers. To start the second half, Mia Banks hits the 3 to push the Spartans' lead to 15 on their home floor. Coming the other way, Century's Taylor Clary contorts her way through 2 Spartans, getting 2 right back for the Panthers. Here we go to the Spartans again. Amelia Mills, bounce pass inside for Ava Miller. Easy points for the senior. Panthers now, Clary takes the 3 off the iron. No Spartans around. Ryan Spear with the offensive rebound, up and in for second chance points. Mayo, too much for Century tonight. Spartans move on to the semis after their 73-48 win. Now looking at the rest of the Section 1 4A scores, Owatonna Huskies, their season comes to a close tonight. They were at Lakeville North, falling 70-30. John Marshall upset by the New Prague Trojans, 65-49 tonight. And as we look at our 4th game, the Farmington Tigers, their season comes to a close, losing to Lakeville South 54-76. Now we move to 3A, the Faribault Falcons taking on top-seeded Byron Bears. Byron getting the scoring started right away. Madison Ohm to Kendra Harvey splashes the triple. Byron leads 3-0. But that was only the start. Byron throwing on the full court press from the jump, and it works. Paige Halder's steal in the layup the other way marked a 12-0 start for the Bears. Falcons march right down, though. Bounce pass inside to Riley Seatsma. The nifty move in the paint puts the Falcons on the board. Bears can score inside 2. Ohm to Stork for Lexi Nelson. Byron with the quick answer. The Bears piece together a nice 69-49 win over Faribault. Now the rest of the 3A scores. Casson Manorville winning over Austin 66-50. Red Wing falling on the road at Stewartville 66-37 tonight. And Northfield girls basketball, they lose at Winona 46-62. Now to section basketball in Class 2A. Chatfield against Lourdes Eagles. Aaliyah Williams with the steal at center court. She's going the other way for an easy 2. Chatfield working inside as well. An aggressive drive from Evie Goldsmith using the right hand, going right downhill at the rim, getting 2 back for the Gophers. Williams attempting the 3 here for Lourdes. Just a little long, rebounded by Lauren Hust. Back up and in. Lourdes all over this one, winning 59-23. So here's a look at the semifinals for the Section 1 2A girls bracket. These games are Saturday at Mayo Civic Center. Cotter plays Dover Iota at 11 a.m. with Lourdes winning tonight. They'll draw Caledonia in the semis. The Warriors beat Lake City 60-39 tonight. Tip-off for that one, 1:30 in the afternoon. At 1A, the Blooming Prairie Awesome Blossoms against the Hayfield Vikings. Great ball movement here from Hayfield, ending with a pass inside to Lily Byer. Throws this one at the rim, a couple bounces, putting the Vikings up early. Awesome Blossoms using the skip pass here as well. Macy Lemke receives the pass, takes one dribble in the baseline pull-up jumper, connects. Passing on display tonight for both teams, Natalie Beaver to Chelsea Christofferson, and the all-time leading scorer, Kristen Watson, She adds 3 more to her total. Vikings dominate 71-37. They're heading to the semis, and here's what the 1A semifinal bracket looks like. Spring Grove, they've got a tough test ahead of them. They've got the number 1 seed Goodhue Wildcats. That one starts at 4 p.m. On the other side, Hayfield gets Rushford-Peterson in the semis after the Trojans win over Grand Meadow 57-38 tonight. Game 2 begins at 6:30. Both played at the Mayo Civic Center Saturday. That does it from the Sports Wall tonight. We'll be right back.
KTTC.
Looking for something fun to do in Winona this year?
The Friends of Winona Public Library today announcing a speakers series lineup for the library's 125th anniversary. 4 people announced today, including Lou Ragoose, who is our reporter in our sister station at the NBC affiliate at KARE 11. On your screen, you can also see each of the speakers' names and the date of their event. Speakers are going to visit the library throughout the year, and at each event anniversary, the items are going to also be sold.
Lots of neat folks to hear from in Winona. Meanwhile, hopefully everybody can get outside tomorrow. It won't look like it does right now.
An extra day in February this year. It's a leap day.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah, extra day in the 50s coming up tomorrow. So Thursday, then at 50 for the high. Will be windy both Thursday and Friday. High temperatures returning to the 60s and maybe even the 70s Saturday and Sunday. So March 2nd and 3rd looking to be pretty warm across the region.
All right, thanks so much for joining us for KTTC News tonight at 10 o'clock. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. In the meantime, stay connected with us online and on your free KTTC News and Weather apps. Good night.